Go for it.
He is a graphic designer that's also on the graphic design Twitch channel.
Yeah.
And I'm going to link him right up here. If you want to check him out, have both of our streams open at once or whatever. But let's see. AKA the dude that was here yesterday. That is correct, Vegna. That is absolutely correct. And let's see. So you're a graphic designer, photographer from the Bay Area. I think. Have you been in the Bay Area for your whole life, or did you move there for design?
No, I've been here my whole life. I just actually recently finished getting my degree, so I've been graduated here for a little over a month.
Nice.
But yeah, I've
Very
been here my
nice.
whole life, and I love it. Got another follower. Hey, thank you.
Awesome.
Figure out a better way to see who follows me, because I'm going off with a little OBS pop up.
Oh, dude, use
everything's-
Streamlabs. Streamlabs is so nice.
Yeah,
It's
I got that.
It's the top tier.
I'm a noob when it
OBS.
comes to streaming.
Yeah, so Streamlabs is fucking fantastic. If you go to the live panel, it should show you who follows
Oh, I think I got it.
in the recent events. So
Awesome. Cool.
yeah,
So I think I got everything all set up now.
cool. And let's pull up your website while we're at it.
How was your GTA adventures?
Oh, it was extravagant and amazing, and we died a lot.
Yeah.
But Becky and I pulled off a few good heist maneuvers, so made some decent money.
Hey, thanks for the
So
follow.
overall productive. Overall
Nice.
productive. So
Yeah, that's kind of like my go-to game when I'm looking for for something to do. I'm just try to-
nice. Thank you, Static. Also, Static, I didn't realize that you had given me that game earlier. The Floor is Lava. It looked like it didn't accept it though. So thank you very much. Wait, Becky, you earned 0 money.
Didn't
What are you talking
accept it,
about?
though.
So no money whatsoever? Dude, I don't know. What? Oh, wait. No. I know exactly what happened. Everything. You may have had the same total amount, but if you look at the green, it was probably a shitload. Because you didn't deposit it. Right? So, there you go. That's probably why.
So if anybody's over on my side of the stream, I'm wondering if you can hear you okay. I think I set it up right, and I just want to double check.
I think they're probably just listening through one of ours.
Gotcha.
Either way. So, but if you guys want to go ahead and check Jonathan's out and just make sure, that'd be good.
Otherwise, to all my followers, I'm the crazy guy speaking to himself.
Isn't that every streamer?
Hey, I guess, yeah.
Let's see. So let's
Talk
get
to
the
yourself.
multi-stream up.
Yeah, I saw that. That's cool. I
Oh
didn't know
my
that was a
God.
thing.
Yeah, so it's pretty sweet. So, oh god, we're gonna have Inception pretty soon. Goddamn. No, let's get that out of there. All right. It's true. 0 times 2
Yeah,
is still 0. All right, so yeah, so let's talk everything. I don't know anything about you
Yeah.
except
here.
that you got some pretty cool art or graphic design rather stuff, and that are you a recent grad then? Or...
Yeah, recent grad.
Okay, when
But
did
I've been
you
doing
graduate?
design for quite some time though. I've been
Okay.
doing it ever since. Well, actually, it's kind of funny how I got into design.
Yeah.
I was really big into the whole like gaming thing, right? Like the whole like Call of Duty videos and That's kind of like all I did when I was in high school. And I mean, it was a lot of fun. I had fun making all these videos. I did montages, commentaries, and I was part of a couple teams. And that was all great. And like, if you were kind of into that scene, you had to make yourself a cool background, right? Like that was kind of hand in hand with having a cool channel. Was the cooler background you had that was kind of reflective of how good of a like gamer you were, I guess.
Right.
And then I actually had more fun making the backgrounds than I did making the actual gaming videos. So then I started doing like speed arts, and like people wanted me to make them backgrounds, and then eventually people started paying me to make them backgrounds, and like, hey, this is kind of cool. I'm doing what I like doing. I'm gonna do it anyways, and might as well find somebody that wants to pay me for it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome.
So here, I'll pull up your website on my stream, so that way it's not like a close-up of me the whole time. But yeah, then I did that in high school, and then I went to community college for 2 years because I was kind of buying into the whole you're going to be a starving artist type of thing. So I thought maybe I could do something else, and then eventually I'm like, you know what, screw it. I'm going to have this life. I only have one life. I'm going to do what I like to do. And I went to art school after that, and 4 years later, here I am, and got my degree. I'm like a freaking professional now.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So what you're looking at right now, you're kind of going through my portfolio book.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's looking really cool, by the way.
Yeah, I actually have I was actually going over that in my stream the other day, earlier this week.
Right.
And it's like a physical book. I actually made it. It's 200 pages, roughly 200 pages long.
Damn, that's awesome. I have not made anything like that.
Yeah, it's a little bit different than what I used to be doing.
Well, first off, I gotta say, they obviously taught you very well on text layout, something that my school did not really cover a whole lot, which kind of sucks,
Yeah.
I wish they had, because it would be coming in super handy right about now.
Yeah, well,
at the job that I'm at a graphic designer for.
Yeah. So did you you go to a art school too, or some sort of a college for design?
So I went to a college with an art program,
Gotcha.
And so basically I took their version of graphic design, and essentially what it was we're going to encourage you in the way that you're going already, and we'll teach you some basics along the way and everything to kind of help you out. But otherwise, it's pretty much driven by you, which for me, I mean, that was great and all. But at the same time, it would have been nice to learn some fundamentals, some other things that would look really, really good as far as the design aspect of things. So I've done some branding, some, like the KACFC booklet that you're looking at right now. That was kind of like one of my first forays into like doing a brand design.
Okay.
And this was basically done by me, so no
art direction whatsoever from anybody.
No, none. It was basically after I had looked at other people's branding booklets, and I was like, dude, this is so cool. I want to make my own. And I did this for a competition, basically against a bunch of other students, and essentially what they said over at the KACFC was that apparently I blew everybody out of the water.
Nice.
Only because I put more work into it, basically. So it wasn't like a senior project or anything. It was just something that I whipped out really quick, and it turned out nice for what it was.
Yeah. So how long did this take you?
It probably took me like less than a week to come up with a lot of the concepts and everything, because we didn't have a very long timeline. They just kind of like, oh hey, by the way, if you guys want to do this, go for it. And so I was like, and I had been looking at NVIDIA's design, or like their branding guidelines recently, because what was it? There was a project that I was involved in for Sager, and I was trying to create ads that basically kind of went along the same guidelines, and yeah, it worked out.
Nice.
So yeah.
Well, that's definitely a lot faster than what I'm used to doing for my project. I mean, like,
I know.
for work,
I'm looking
I have
at
to
this,
do-
and it's looking awesome. I really have to say.
Yeah, I mean, like, so that project you're looking at there had several different deliverables. I did a 60-page book, like a little mobile app, and then a poster, and I also did a video too.
Dude, nice.
But between you and me and all your viewers, I did the video the night before it was due.
Hell yeah,
that was the part that I was struggling with.
Okay. Speaking of night before, go to the Bauhaus Weekly. Bauhaus Weekly one on mine.
All right.
And really quick, check that out. That was done the night of / through the night of, and I worked on it nonstop for about, I want to say, like 7 hours, and basically put it all together. It's so freaking basic. And again, people thought it was genius, and I look at it today and I'm like, oh my god, it's so bad. It really is, because I have no sense of like word layout and everything. However, considering that nobody else did, I was already ahead of them as far as at least design sense.
Well, you kind of got like the basics down. You got your table of contents. You got the masthead right next to it there.
Yeah,
I got all the elements.
You know, I knew what I wanted to accomplish, and what was funny about it was our teacher said it needed to be a newspaper type thing, and I was like, screw newspapers, they're not designy enough for me. I want to do something a little bit more designy. So I thought to myself, well, parade is found in the newspapers, so we'll just do a parade insert instead. So that's the same dimensions as a parade insert, plus, you know, it's more designy than normal. But yeah, everybody else did fucking what was it? You know, just like straight up newspaper articles with their stuff. And I was like, yeah.
Well, it's cool when you get to like kind of take projects like newspapers aren't really designed, and it's nice to kind of take something like that, and like even if you put like the slightest little bit of effort into it, it looks a lot better. And
right.
Versus trying to like take something that's already pretty well designed and trying to fix it, because then it's just going to be very like incremental with how much better it is. I mean, unless you're like really redoing it, but if you start with something that's already bad, then you have an opportunity to make yourself look better than you might actually be, you know?
Pretty much. Yeah, that was one of those projects too where basically we had a whole team working on it, but I ended up just going ahead and doing it. Like I said, hey guys, feed me the content. I know that if I start this off, I've got a groove that I can get into, and I know that you guys aren't hitting that same style that I am. So let's be real with ourselves and just, you know, if you guys want to do it, then that's cool. But if I'm going to do it, then I will just go ahead and do all the design. I'll also do my 2 articles. I'm not going to have you guys pick that up and everything. I'll do the things that I need to do. And as long as you guys give me the content, then we're good. And so they all were like, dude, it's fucking sweet by us, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's kind of, I mean, that's good because you kind of have like the control over it and you're not really relying on them.
Right, exactly. And I didn't have to try to like manage a bunch of people, especially since we were doing it the night before.
Yeah.
So because we were all procrastinating heavily.
I mean, I'm kind of like that way too. Like I'd like to have the control, and I don't mind doing more work as long as I know it's going to get done right and it's going to get done.
Exactly.
Like, more importantly,
exactly.
I actually had it was actually kind of funny. Like the last project in my book, whenever you get to it, was a group package design project, and that was our very first group project that we did at the school. And it was like senior year.
Let's see, what's it called?
It's called Epoch Retail Store. It's a package design project.
Oh yeah. Okay, I see that. Yep.
And I mean, like, cool. I was kind of that way too. Like, I like to take control of the group and I like to do everything, but it wasn't really that case for this project. We had everybody in our group was that way, so we were kind of like all betting heads for who wanted to do the work.
Oh, and, gotcha.
I mean, it was a huge project too. We needed to split it up and kind of doing it that way, but I just thought it was funny that they throw us this curveball of a group project on your, like, one of your last classes that you're like counting on a portfolio piece to come from.
Yeah.
And then you're like having to figure out the whole group dimension thing and
Yep.
So, but it ended up looking good at the end, and even though we were all kind of frustrated with each other at the end of the semester, like afterwards we all were kind of like, you know, it was just stressful and we're kind of past an hour, all good. And
yeah, well, that's good.
But yeah, it was a
did you always have that like one classmate that was like always winning like everything, like in your, like, maybe not winning per se, but like every single time like they go up, like they're praised for like something, or if they're not praised for something, if you're going for like actual client work, such as like, you know, a client coming in and saying, we want this, can you do this? Like, did you guys do any like kind of like real life client work with actual clients that would come in and be like,
no, there are actually a couple classes at my school that, because my school does that a lot, they'll actually work with a real client, and then the class is actually like a design studio for that client. And gotcha. I wasn't fortunate enough to have one of those classes. It was just kind of randomly picked which class would have it, and I never was in that randomly picked class. But we did, the school did a project for like the fire department in San Francisco. They created like a website for their, I think, 150th anniversary or something like that.
Got it.
And then a couple other clients kind of here and there, but then you like break into teams. Like one client will do the logo, or like 5 students will do the logo, 5 will do the website, and 5 will create the brand guidelines.
Okay, nice. Yeah, we did a couple of those. Where we had like clients actually come in. Our teacher would kind of like, you know, line them up for us. Sometimes they were like, you know, based within the school. Like they'd have us do like shirt designs for a certain group, and then we'd all kind of get together after like a week and a half and just kind of do it that way, and then we get credit for that class.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So it was cool. The problem was that we had, you know, I had that one classmate that basically they kept winning the bids from the customers, even though as a class we would agree that my designs were the best.
Oh, so they're kind of like out doing their own thing, and
so
the
like
class is doing another thing.
Well, no, it's more like when you give people that have no design taste the pick of the, you know, the pick of everything, then they will inevitably pick something that is worse, or the worst of the bunch that you put up on the board.
And that's something I learned too. I used to, like, when I would present things to clients. I mean, this is like when I was like before art school. I would show them like 3 different options, with one of those options just being bad, and I knew it was bad. And I intentionally made it bad because I didn't want them to pick that, or like.
And then they would inevitably.
Yeah, they would pick the one that I didn't want them to pick, and it's like, really? I was supposed to be like pushing you in towards the one that I wanted you to pick, and like pick the bad one, and then you're stuck with it. So then I learned very fast that you don't show them anything that you wouldn't be like.
Never show them anything that is going to look bad.
Yeah.
Because yeah, they're inevitably going to pick it, so never put that as an option. What do you think? I've even seen designers do that too, where I'm like, oh my god, I hate this, but it's an option, and so I might as well show it. And everything, just to be like, hey, I did the work. Like I'm not just putting around over here.
Yeah.
Right thing. And then they'll be like, oh man, I kind of like where you're going with this one. I'm like, no, please, no, not that. Everything. So yeah, it's always fun to find out what's going on there. So yeah, so let's see. So how long have you been doing design then for?
So I mean, I it looks good on my resume, and I say I've been doing design for 10 years, which is true. Like the very first time I created something, it was when I was 14, like freshman in high school, doing Call of Duty graphics. And
hell yeah!
I think I redid my channel's background maybe like once a week, just because like you kind of have that. Like I think designers are always kind of wanting to redo their own branding, or they're never happy with their own branding. So I mean, I was kind of like that, but I also just had fun making things, and I didn't have clients at that point that I was making things for, so I just made myself stuff.
Right.
So
I did pretty much the same thing. I said that I've got 8 years of experience, and mine started in high school too.
Yeah.
And it's the same deal. You start in high school, you get interested in it because you're creating something stupid and it looks cool to you, and then other people start saying, yeah, that's actually pretty decent, and so then you start kind of going through the motions and just saying, yep, like maybe I can actually do this. And that's where I went to, at first I went to school for computer science with a game development degree, with the intention of using graphic design within that, not really knowing what path I needed to take in order to do game development art and everything, thinking that if I just go ahead and do game development, then I will land somewhere close to where I want to do art with, which is totally not true. They're completely unrelated in a lot of ways and everything. There's only small overlaps, and really it's only to do with you did the art, please give it to me so that I can put it in here as a placeholder until we get the real shit. And I found out really quick that math was not my strong point, even though I'd gone through like pre-calc and everything in high school. The college that I went to decided that my math score on my ACT was a little bit lower than they thought it should be. It was like, I think it was like a 20 or something. Yeah, and they thought it was a little bit low, so they're gonna put me in an accelerated pre-calc calculus course, which meant every single morning at 8 a.m. And it was taught by this teacher that took no shit, which is just not a good course for a freshman to take their first year of college, 17 hours away from home. So
so
that's
not good.
I ended up not doing well in that, and I decided to come back to my home area, which was back in Iowa, and then I did graphic design at the college that I was at, or the community college that was there. But the problem with that was I had to take a half a year to work because I ran out of money. Parents were like, yeah, well, first off, you're not doing so hot in your grades and all that shit, and you need to kind of think about where you're at, what you're doing. It's like, yep, you're absolutely right. And they were like, and until you do, we've got no money to help you out, and even if we did, I don't think we would. Everything. So I was like, all right, I need to get a job. And so I got a job over at Little Caesars making pizza. And worked part-time, and then the rest of the time all I did was do graphics. I didn't play hardly any video games. Every single chance that I got, I was working on some sort of graphics. and that was actually the period of the most improvement of myself in graphic design and in just design. I was literally making backgrounds for people and everything. Same kind of deal that you're talking about with Call of Duty.
Okay.
I was into the Call of Duty montages and everything. And that's what my friends were into. So,
and what year is this?
I did a bunch of that. That was back in, I want to say like 2012, 2011. Okay. If we go onto DeviantArt,
DeviantArt.
I'll give you a link.
Okay. Because I'm trying to think what I think. Yeah, so that was like when I was in high school, and
okay, gotcha.
I think I was still doing videos then.
So there's the link for you in your stream. And if you go to the gallery...
Oh gosh, I haven't been on this website in years.
Oh, I know, right?
This website and Carbon Made used to be like the portfolio sites.
Pretty much.
I still have a Carbon. I should show you guys that.
If you go to, so I'm gonna pull this over so that way my stream can see it too.
Gallery, gotcha.
Yeah. So basically, you've got the gallery, and if you go to I was a beginner too. Let's see. If you scroll all the way down to the bottom and then start scrolling back up, those were all done when I was in my first year of college up to, let's see, up to,
I can really relate to this style here, the EA graphic you have.
Oh yeah, dude. I loved like the Crisis logo.
Yeah.
And this, you know what's silly about it is, I think it's been replaced by now, but for the longest time, if you typed in EA background into Google and you went to images, I don't think it's up there.
Was it like
anymore.
One of the top ones?
It was the top one.
Oh man.
For years.
That's how it is.
EA wallpaper.
Something for Team Caliber. I used to be in Team Caliber.
Yeah. It's no longer there. Like, it's finally fallen out, which is good because it's a really shitty wallpaper.
Oh man, if you type in Team Caliber, you can see one of the graphics I made when I was on the team. It's actually still on the top. It's not like, what is it, like the second row? It's that
Okay. Where is it?
It's this one here. Oh, I guess you can't really see my screen.
Oh, this one. Right here? Yeah. Oh, that 480
yeah, it's the one with
by
like the flares.
Yeah, dude, flares were all the rage, man.
It was actually funny. I remember after I had left the team, like 6 months later, I posted it onto my Instagram account, and someone's like, "It's not cool to steal graphics from others." And I'm like, "This is the graphic I made," and then he was just not having it. And I was like, "What more do you want me to do to convince you?" That there's a speed art on my YouTube.
Yeah, no, that's hilarious.
I just remember that being like a funny thing. And now, like, since leaving this team, they've totally blown up. And
oh, dude, damn. Yeah, I see that. Like, they've got like trophies.
Justin,
and, like,
he's the owner now, and now he's got like 1 million subscribers of his own.
Jeez, nice. That's awesome.
But I was told to not focus too much on YouTube and to focus on getting good grades in high school. And now all my friends have millions of subscribers and they're making bank.
Making bank, doing their thing.
I should have stuck with it. All I needed to do was play video games more.
Pretty much.
It's like, what could have been?
So, let's see here. So, let's see. So, if we go back up, essentially, like, all this shit was, like, done way back. And then, like, I think it was at the MSI wallpaper stage / well, actually, like, at Ultra at WNet. Basically, I started to do just a bunch of like background requests,
Okay.
and started like kind of moving on up in styles and effects and that sort of thing, trying new shit. And then if we go back to the gallery, not beginner but not featured has some of my better early works. If we scroll down to the bottom, we got
I
all
like your
kinds
titles
of
for
goofy
these.
shit.
I was a beginner
Oh
too.
yeah. Yep.
There's one with the black circle thing is kind of cool. Did you make that in like a 3D program, or was that all shading
No,
in
that
Photoshop?
was all Photoshop. I wanted to
Oh, that
prove
looks
to myself
really
that I
good.
could make something look like a render, because that was also all the rage at the time, right?
I think that still holds up to today. That looks good.
I even added the camera into it. If you
Oh, you did?
look at it really close, you can see the guy taking the
Oh,
picture.
that's so funny. See, it's the small things like that that.
Yep.
That
I
really
wanted to
help.
make sure that it looked realistic. So, but then, yeah, started doing, let's see, the Liquidity wallpaper right next to it was also a big, that one's still up on Google. Like, pretty up there for Liquidity.
The Dirt
So-
3 one is pretty cool.
That one was made in college, partially
Nice.
because I wanted to prove to myself that I could recreate a logo from
So
scratch.
is it? I don't know what the Dirt one looks like, but is this like an exact replica? And
That's
you were just trying
pretty much an exact replica without like directly copying it. And in fact, if you right click on it and search Google for image, it will find the Dirt 3 logo. But
Oh,
you
cool.
can see the differences between mine and it. There's their like dirtiness. I don't know, the grunge on it.
Yeah, like the
The
little
grunge
halftone
on
patterns.
it is that halftone grunge is a lot more stylized / a little bit better laid out than mine. I just kind of found some halftone brushes and just like placed them on. So
Oh, that's cool. That's what I need is a halftone brush. I always have to create my own halftones or find them on Google. And
Mm-hmm.
I used to
Well,
have like
in this
graphics packs
application, it was
galore.
perfect and everything. You know, like I only needed some halftones to make it look semi-decent. So, but yeah, then we did like some of the ones before the MSI Expect to Win. That was my first attempt at like a custom logo for like a big name company or something. Stuff. Some of these other ones. Let's see. Yeah, just kind of coming up with all kinds of stuff. Destiny Awaits was actually featured on the what's
cool.
you call it? They're like blog or something. I think so. Yeah, it was fun.
Cool.
So yeah, all kinds of random cool stuff.
Well, if we're reliving the past, I'll let you look through my Carbon Made account.
Heck yes, let's do it. Link me up.
I posted it in your stream.
All right, I got it. Let's pull this up.
I don't even know where to start. Okay.
Rezu Design. So which one do you want to try?
I guess there. We'll start from the beginning. We'll go to graphic art.
All right.
These are like I found Photoshop and I just like went nuts. I think I was.
Mm-hmm.
This is like at the very beginning. I think like 2010 is when I made the site. I guess so.
Heck yeah.
I was
Oh, dude.
like 16.
The
16,
pre-made
15?
splatters. I still use those. What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
But I found I had a torrented version of Cinema 4D.
Yeah, dude.
So I was doing everything in 3D. That was the thing to do, and
yeah,
flames
dude,
and sparks.
That was the next big thing for me. Was to try to get into 3D, but I tried and it just was not like I needed a course if I wanted to do it. You know.
I only knew how to do
And
certain
it was-
things. I knew how to take my Illustrator text, and I didn't even think you needed to. You could do something with Illustrator where you exported the paths and you can create a custom shape, but I think I was just using fonts and I found
At the time, I had no idea what Illustrator was used for, and frankly, I cared nothing for it.
Yeah,
and actually, throughout college, I was kind of like not into it as well. It wasn't until actually some of my more recent jobs that I've actually kind of, gotten the fever for Illustrator and what it could do, especially within graphic design. That and InDesign, both are like some of my favorite programs now. Photoshop is amazing for like doing painting, doing effects. Like if I want to create a background of some sort, you can bet your butt that I will create the logo or whatever it is that I'm creating. If it can be vectored, then I will vector it in Illustrator first, and then bring it into Photoshop, and then complete it there by adding all kinds of crazy wacky stuff. But yeah,
I remember I took a computer graphics class in high school, and it wasn't like a class where you would really learn a whole lot. It was like the class where you go to play video games on the computer and say that you're doing something.
Yep.
But she was trying to get us to use these other programs, and I came in with this sort of experience. I just did everything in Photoshop, and she was like doing her best, like Jonathan, you gotta create like we're making a menu, like use Illustrator, or like you don't have to use Photoshop for everything.
Right.
But I was like dead set on using Photoshop. So all these ones here are like YouTube backgrounds that I made back before YouTube changed it up.
No, I remember making some of these.
I don't even know what the style is, but like these little grates and wires coming out. I remember that was a trend.
Well, especially so like I can see that you're making them for like what do you call it? Like fucking oh shit, dude. It's for like Call of Duty montages and shit, right?
For gamers.
Those total gamer background. Total gamer stuff. And that was definitely the style. You do this, you put Cell Dweller in the background, and you put the montage up, and it's awesome. Right? After Optic Predator came out with that one that was like everybody's like, oh my god, this is what you could do.
So you wanna know something funny?
What's up?
Optic Predator was like my favorite YouTuber. And like he started the whole Call of Duty montage thing right up there with Zerg Riz.
Well, I mean, he didn't necessarily start it, but his editing was
especially with that Predators montage. He had that like professionally edited, and that was like the best one ever.
Guys, I may need to play that really quick so that way people can know.
Yeah. Okay, so then I was playing Call of Duty with one of my friends from class, and I think this was like senior year. And I was just looking at his friends list for whatever reason. I'm like, dude, how do you have Optic Predator on your friends list? And he's like, I have English with him. And I'm like,
7 years ago. Oh my god.
And he's like, I'm like, you have English with him? And it turns out Optic Predator goes to my high school.
Oh my gosh, no way.
And then I met him a couple times. That we went to the Modern Warfare 3 midnight release, and he's there, and he's like a very shy dude, so he didn't want to like make a scene.
Yeah. Dang, dude, that would have been crazy. Did you actually get to play with him?
I think I played with him once. He was also friends with somebody named Apostle, or like M48-3 Disciple.
Okay. Yep.
They're like best friends in real life, still to this day. But he was fairly known too, and I played with him more. And he actually uploaded one of my montages to his channel.
Nice.
I just thought that was funny how like my favorite YouTuber went to my high school.
That is awesome. That is awesome. So let's see. So really quick, let me kill the music here. And we'll really quick watch Predator's Optic Predator.
This video is still cool.
Oh, it still is. It's so cool just to see some of the editing that they did. He's awesome.
Is Machinima still a thing?
Nah. I mean, they are, but they aren't. You know?
Yeah. I love that guy's intro too. Fusion 8.
Oh yeah. Injecting fusion.
I guess I'll pull it up too. People are watching.
So that whole like Google Maps thing down to the map.
Yeah, that was cool, huh?
Top notch too. That was like, oh my god. Also the overlays. Screen overlays with the 3D text.
I like the little testimonials too.
Mm-hmm.
I like the quotes.
That sound, fucking genius.
Finish the mission.
The funny thing too is that the clips weren't even that good.
Oh,
like,
they weren't amazing. They were cool.
They were
at the
good,
time.
and like even like I think that's was just a style too. Is anything he thought was cool in the video
Yep.
compared to like Pomage, who gets like quad feeds back to back, which I don't even know if it's possible if you only have 6 people on a team.
The bullet time was also super fucking new too.
Were you a quickscoper too?
Yeah. I was trying to get into quick scoping. I wasn't as good at this at all. I never got to like this level, but I'd have my moments, you know, where I could like really pull it off.
Yeah. This brings back some of the memories.
This game non-stop.
This was me every single night throughout high school.
Same here.
Modern Warfare 2 is, I think, probably my favorite video game.
Oh, absolutely. Honestly, Modern Warfare 3 had nothing on it.
No.
And if I hadn't gotten banned, which I did.
Oh no, what'd you do?
Well, basically, if you played the PC release, you know, I've actually told this story like a bunch of times, but basically, the short of it is there were so many hackers on PC, right?
Yeah.
And so it was just a plague, and so we decided to fight fire with fire. And what we would do is we would hack the hackers until they rage quit, and then we would get rid of them in our lobby, and then we could play normally and everything. But unfortunately, since we're not hackers, we don't know how to hack effectively, so we got VAC bans.
Man.
So yeah, we're really bad at hacking.
I was worried I was gonna get banned. Like it was,
Oh, yeah?
I was one of the guys that got into a 10th Prestige lobby,
Oh yeah.
and I was so excited when it happened.
Then
Luckily,
like
nothing
one of
ever
your friends
happened.
is like, "Oh man, people that are doing that get banned."
Yeah.
It's like, no, you don't. They know. If you're not hacking, then they know.
Yeah, I was never one of the guys that knew how to do that stuff, so I never did. One of the things I did do though is I learned how to change the color of my name in a lobby.
Yeah.
Like that was I played on Xbox, and you could do something where you could put a flash drive, download a certain file, put it into your Xbox, and you could like put the Xbox buttons as part of your gamer tag and make your gamer tag pink or something like that.
Right.
And I did that. But then that's like an obvious sign that you're hacking. You could have been 10th
Right.
prestige for all they knew, but no one's got a pink gamer
Right,
tag.
right. No, I tried to earn it normally, and then after I got banned, I actually played on the Ultra IWNet servers for a long, long time until they got taken out by Activision. So,
Well, if you ever feel like watching any of my videos, it's my YouTube channels, Rizu1 and Rizu2.
there you go.
I got one for
Sounds
graphics
awesome.
and one for gaming. They used to be
Yeah.
partnered, but I think YouTube just redid everything and got rid of my partnership. I was partnered through Yaush. If you've ever heard of them.
Right.
Yeah. Now I want to go 1v1 someone.
Oh yeah. 1v1 maybe. Rust 1v1.
Yeah, Rust 1v1.
360 no scopes only.
Yeah. Oh, and then one, like trick shotting came out. That was.
Oh, dude, that was the crazy one and everything. Well, I remember watching like who was it? The Moody Swede and Small Beans a lot.
Small Beans. He
Yeah.
was, I loved his Glint, I think is what it was called.
Mhm.
That series.
Right.
Well, those were fun because they used a lot of the songs from Shrek, and he made his videos fun.
Yeah. No. Those were good ones for sure. So, let's see. Getting the multi-stream back up here. But yeah, dude, there's tons of that shit. But I just wanted to show people if they hadn't seen it before.
Yeah.
Gotta make sure that everybody knows about the originals, the OGs.
I had a
Everything, what
really
we're talking
cool
about.
montage made from me that was kind of like right up there with the editing, but I didn't realize that it has like a really dirty song for the video, and I didn't
Which
even
song?
realize it until like 4 years later, and I was like showing this to my parents, showing them like how cool this video was, and
And your parents are like, Jonathan?
yeah. Well, the chorus,
Oh,
I don't think I should say it. I don't want to get banned.
Oh, is it that bad? Can you say it in an abbreviated form?
Well, there's no bad words. It's the chorus of the song is "I feel like I want to be inside you," and that's the whole song. It just repeats it the whole time. Yeah,
Guys, report him. Jeez, breaking Twitch. How dare you?
Oh no. But that was a fun video, though. It was cool editing, and
Yeah,
I found a really cool
awesome.
editor. It took him like 4 months to make it, though, which is sure he was like busy with school, but
Gotcha. So it says here you're also a digital photographer.
oh, on the Carbon
So
Made.
well, Carbon Made's got photography, but your bio says that you are also a photographer.
Oh, yeah, I do some photography. I think I've kind of tried to get away from it just because I have an older camera, and I
Gotcha.
feel bad. I feel like if I were to call myself a professional photographer, I would need to invest in a better camera, but I don't want to invest like the $3,000 into that right now.
Right. Photography is the most expensive hobby that you can ever pick up,
Yeah.
in my opinion. Like one of them, anyway. Besides polo, right?
You buy the
So-
body of the camera for like $2,000 to $3,000.
It's so ridiculous.
And then
Oh,
a
yeah.
lens
So you
is gonna
buy
set
it.
you
You
back
buy the
3,000
body.
too.
It's like 1,600 to what you said, like 2,500 or so, or anything, for a really nice, really good camera. But that doesn't even come with a lens. You
Yep.
have to buy the lenses at $1,000 to $2,000 a piece if you want a good lens. Otherwise, you'll get these cheap knockoff lenses. What about cars, Valency? Dude, you can go down to the junkyard and get cars, and they'll run, and you can do shit with them, and you can mess around with them, and it's great. Cameras don't work that way unless you want to go over to, like, you know, a thrift shop and get like the old style cameras and do that sort of thing. and everything. And even then, people are starting to pick up on that. So they're like, "Oh, it's a vintage camera. It's $127." And it's like, dude, I could go out and get like, a fucking digital camera for that amount. That'll be
Yeah.
like a pocket Coolpix or something. It's fucking dumb. So I feel like cars are almost a better investment because at least you could sell those when you're done, or at least have a shitload of fun with them while driving them around the countryside.
Yeah.
Whereas with a camera, you still have to have a car to drive you somewhere, right?
And then like part of like what I'm thinking too is I have the iPhone 10, and that's got a really good camera on it, and it's like, well, am I ever really gonna need a DSLR? And I already have one. Do I need one that's slightly better?
Pretty much. Yeah. I can't really justify getting a cool camera. Although, like, well, I say that, and I bought this like camera for shooting video with, but it's like the most basic ass video that you're ever gonna shoot, right? It's like product videos.
Oh yeah.
I think because I've been doing some video work for Sega recently, and it's super basic. I do some voiceover, and that's about it. So it's just to promote their product. That's it.
That's kind of cool. I don't think I've done any like actual video work.
I
created a motion graphic for work one time.
I would love to actually take like an actual class or something, or at least take some courses on how to use my camera effectively. The problem with this is that given the money that I had, I couldn't get like a camera body and then get a lens to use and everything.
Yeah.
So I had to go for automatic, given that I needed the capability more than I needed the art, basically. Otherwise, I would have badass films where I'd be like, adjusting focus and doing all kinds of crazy shit on it. I'd be adjusting focus on the fly, doing all these other things on the fly. But with this camera, you have to adjust it digitally if you want to do it that way, and that fucking sucks on this touch screen. So it's a no-go. You just shoot straight up.
Yeah.
For the capabilities in and of itself. And then at a later date, I might come back to Sega and be like, hey, can you give me some more money to go actually get a camera that would be really nice for your products? And they would probably, after a while, maybe be like, yeah, no, that would be a good improvement. Or they'd be like, nah, don't worry about it. We don't care. We just need the video and everything. And then I will sigh and I will go back to moping around my house. So, you know how that goes, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So that's where I'm currently at. The bigger news. Oh, I forgot to tell my stream this. I think I told him yesterday, but I'm getting a new set of headphones. Because the right side is starting to like fade out, and it's starting to like break and shit and everything. And so like every once in a while I had to like actually like bang on the side in order to get the wires to go back in and everything. And so so I decided it was time to get a new headset, but I also got a DAC to go with it, so I'm super excited about that. Are you an audiophile, Jonathan?
No, not really. I have a pair of headphones at work. I think I'm gonna get some better headphones. I might be getting a different job here where I'm gonna have to take BART, which is kind of like our subway, every day to work.
Right.
So I'm gonna want to invest in like some noise canceling headphones if I get that. So I might just get
nice
some Beats or Audio Technicas.
Oh, don't go for Beats.
No.
No.
I heard Audio Technicas are good.
Audio Technicas, it depends on the thing. It depends on the model and everything. So you have to do a little bit of research. But hey, guess what? I've been doing all that research for the last like, I don't know, year and a half. So you can ask me questions and I can give you some cool answers. everything. But essentially, let's see. So Vecna, you asked which one will I buy? Well, I already bought it, and it's on its way here tomorrow, in fact. And it's a DT 770 Pro Bayer Dynamic and everything. A lot of good reviews on it. But the biggest thing for me is I like nice, rich bass to my songs. Like, not, I don't like overwhelming amounts of bass, right? Everything. I'm not looking to like blast out my ears with bass. But I like really good, like, deep bass that like reaches into my soul when it does play and everything. And I was originally going to go with a headset from let's see, what was it? Audio Technica. They've got a lineup which is the ATH, or no, not ATH. It's the AD 700X and AD 500X, and it's got these really nice like wings on it. Here, let's see. AD 700X.
So, Crispy Dan, you just stopped into my stream. We're going to be doing some portfolio reviews here shortly.
Yeah.
And I'm playing a Game of Thrones speed art that I did per request. So once this is done, I think maybe we can. I'll forward you some links if you're cool with maybe doing like a critique or something like that.
I would love to. Yeah, that'd be fun. So let's see. So these are the headphones I was looking at, only because they've got the same kind of design as this, where it's got the floating headrest up here and more of the pressure on the sides. Cool. It floats on your head nice and easy, and I don't get tired with them on. Whereas ones with like the headband tend to kind of they can be a little bit overbearing on the top of your head and everything and start to hurt after a while.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed.
I had read a lot about the DT770s, and they were like, hey, no, I've worn these for hours and hours every day, and they are awesome and blah blah blah. So we're gonna try them out, see what we think.
And how much are they?
Stuff. They were. So I got them on sale, and in fact, guys, if you want to get them on sale, if you're in the U.S., Newegg Flash has them right now for $140, I think, which is super cheap for that particular set. So sounds great, literally. Indeed, Becky. So let's see.
This is cool. Thanks, Crispy. This speed art. I don't know if you're looking on the multi Twitch thing, but
yeah.
If you're a Game of Thrones fan, right at the end of season 6, we got some exciting news, and I was like so quick to go make a video on it. Partly because I was excited, and partly because I was hoping to clickbait a little bit, like Game of Thrones just had their season finale. Let's put a Game of Thrones video out.
Absolutely.
And, this was like 2 years ago when I made this. Actually, 2 years ago, almost to the day, June 30th.
Wow.
And
dang.
So, are you a Game of Thrones fan?
I haven't watched it since, from lack of watching. Like, it wasn't that I didn't like it. It was just like I didn't like it enough to keep going.
Okay.
But not that I didn't like it. Right?
Gotcha.
It just kind of got put to the back, and then by the point I got back around to it, everybody was like 8 seasons ahead of me. And so I was like, okay, there's no way that I'm going to catch up to this, and I feel like it would be a chore and everything at this point. So I decided just to stay in the background and everything. I've kept up on news and everything. I see all the memes within Reddit and all that stuff, and I kind of have an idea of some of what's going on right now, but
well, this was when we found out who John's parents were, and I actually got it wrong. I misinterpreted what they were saying in the episode, and
Oh
I put
yeah.
out the speed art, and everyone was like, "Well, this is cool, but this isn't who his dad is." And I was like, "Oh!" And then I took it down, re-edited it, so that's why you kind of see me go in one direction, and then it changes at the end.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I have all these cool speed arts on here. This is all the stuff that I did that got me
Nice.
interested in design. The team color
Yeah, that's
backgrounds,
awesome.
and I think this realistic temple run thing down here is pretty cool. Maybe we'll watch that after a critique.
Very nice.
I like won a
That's sick.
design competition using that one. That was cool.
Which one?
The
Temple Run?
realistic temple run.
Oh,
I found like
nice.
a bridge and I made it look like the temple run game, but like a realistic version of it. So
That's
there's
awesome.
some cool stuff in here. I still have a lot of fun watching some of these. Um, well,
That's cool.
we got somebody in here from another stream that I watch. Aaron Endicote, I think is how you say his last name.
Okay.
Um, Another cool dude, popular streamer. And I met this dude, Crispy Dan,
Yeah.
and what Aaron was doing some portfolio reviews earlier this week, and I felt like it'd be a cool thing to kind of incorporate into my stream, and it's always nice when you kind of get more feedback into your portfolio.
Right, right.
So we got. I'll send you the link to this guy here.
Okay.
Is your Twitch the best place to do it, or should I put it in Discord?
Twitch is fine because then other people can pull it up
Okay,
too.
I see.
So that makes sense to me.
So I think so Crispy Daniel is his name. I think that he actually got some feedback from Aaron and redid his project, or
Okay.
actually like redid his whole Behance page. At least that's kind of the
Gotcha.
impression that I got, and he put all of his efforts into recreating one project like really nice. And looking
Gotcha.
at it, I think he did a great job with it.
Yeah, let's check it out. I know that font. I've used it before. I can't remember what it's called though. But I used it for my Talons Up logo. Anything.
So
Very nice
100
font.
Thieves. This is a Nate Shot's team, isn't it? I
Being
think so.
100
Optic Nate Shot.
Thieves. Possibly. I haven't kept up.
So is this 100 Thieves up here? Is that their existing logo, or did you make the logo for them?
Yeah, let's see.
You know, the
Bravado.
typeface is Roboto. It's Google's typeface.
Oh yeah, this is that. I'm talking about the text here.
Okay.
The 100T.
Existing. Okay. So it sounds like that
Okay.
was their existing logo. Well, this is cool. I like how he's kind of got this laid out. I think this is a lot more work than I've ever done into a single project, like laying it out for Behance. I just normally take my final graphics and upload it. I love this
And
gift
then
that
we
you
got a
have.
GIF. Yeah.
Oh
Oh,
no!
ooh, ooh.
Oh
GIF, GIF.
no!
GIF, GIF.
GIF gift.
Oh no. Are we gonna start the whole dialogue? We don't say. Do you say, fucking? Do you want a GIF
Well, it was nice streaming with you.
from me? Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. We can't be friends anymore. But and then at that point, I say, well, do you say Garef? You know, that sort of
Yeah.
thing. So, but anyway, GIF. Either
I
way.
think this would be better if you used Comic Sans instead.
No, Comic Sans Nue.
Yeah, Comics. Nue.
Actually,
Is it
oh,
Nue?
dude.
I always told it was
No,
it's
no,
pronounced
no.
Noi.
It's Noia. It's
Noia.
Noia.
Yeah.
It is. Because I looked that up. Everybody in my fucking classes and shit said Nue, and
That's
so I
actually what I
got
used
into
for
the
my
bad habit.
portfolio was Helvetica Noia.
And now I like on stream. The last time that I did streaming or whatever, I literally looked it up because I was like looking at Comic Sans Nue or Noia at this point. I was like, oh my
And
god.
then another one. Did you ever use the font Universe?
Yeah.
It's actually
Yeah,
pronounced
Universe.
Univer. I heard.
God,
It's like
that's-
It's like Swedish.
At that point, I think it's fine.
Yeah,
say
everyone knows
Universe,
that you mean
right?
by Universe, and
Right, exactly. And honestly, if you're pronouncing it in an English way, then I don't really think.
those are the only
That's
two that
good.
I like fix my like consciously have to think about it. I'm sure I'm pronouncing a lot of other typefaces wrong, and
Oh, for sure. I'm sure I am too. It's probably not Ariel. It's probably Ariel or some shit. I don't know, but that's awesome, Daniel. This
so
this
Daniel, I
looks
would
really clean.
yeah, really clean. I would say like I'm just getting nitpicky. Um,
Hmm.
I would say that the paragraph. I mean, everything here is great, but if you want feedback, the paragraph here I think is a little heavy. Maybe if this is regular, maybe use light instead, or add more tracking and leading.
Yeah.
Also, you have a
Let's talk about.
hyphenated word on the
Yep.
first sentence.
And that tab could be taken in a little bit. You don't
Yeah,
have to have a full tab if you're gonna start a thing like that.
I
Is
think
that
there's an extra
space in
space
between the
between being and
being and
100.
100? That's why that's what I was thinking.
Um,
Let's see. Let's keep going.
and that's just
Yeah.
design stuff too. I don't. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not sure how old you are or how much experience you have in design or what, but um, saying I did a little bit of research on the team makes it sound bad. You should be doing a lot of research on your clients.
Always tell people stuff that you would want to impress them with.
Yeah,
Don't and if it doesn't impress people, just leave it out. It's very easy to just edit things that don't sound good. And so that'll make you feel a little bit better to your client and reassure them that you're doing the best. And if you don't make any sort of mention to it, they assume the best because it looks good, right? So
yeah,
you never saw that.
yeah. So I mean, like the good thing is that you obviously have good taste in design.
Hmm.
You're laying out your project very nicely. You're showing your process, and it's
I
just
like the scale a lot too.
yeah,
Given how big the picture is, but how like focused the logo is with everything else behind it. You did a good job of directing focus on that and making sure that it's the one thing that shows up. So
yeah. I think
it's
it's just
looking.
mainly that paragraph at the top was the only thing I would fix.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I agree. So cool
Cool.
beans.
It sounds like you got more projects coming shortly, so I'll keep an eye out for those. Here, I guess
Yeah,
I should
looking forward to that.
appreciate this. I
That
need
would
to
be sick.
do my own Behance. I cut out a bunch of
Oh,
stuff when I was doing my
I
portfolio
haven't
book.
updated mine in so long. In fact, I recently took it off because it's so out of date.
Yeah, I got rid of like all my projects except two.
Oh yeah, I know. I need to redo mine at this point. But I started directing everybody to my website anyway.
Yeah, that's the only
So
reason I haven't done it yet because I have a website.
right.
Oh, it sounds
So
like
and even that I needed to restructure recently. And I'm still kind of restructuring, so yeah.
Jedi Master Trick. You don't remember seeing that space there.
One might be done tonight, depends. I just changed this stuff. Easy.
All right, so then we got two
E
other
and Z.
portfolios. What was
Ooh,
that?
okay.
Change that
Pop it
stuff
over.
easy. Okay. Okay, so the next one, I think his name is Haynes.
Okay.
Name is Haynes. He's from Germany, so I think I'm saying that right.
Han Reich?
Han, is that how you say it?
I don't know.
Well, it sounded
I'm
better
gonna
that way.
Hannes Reich. So
Let's go
let's
with
see
that.
here.
So
Sure.
he actually gave me like a specific thing he wanted me to look at.
Okay.
See if I can
Just
pull
kind
it
of
up.
taking a look really quick here.
So he's working on redoing his website, and he added a preview of his website to Behance.
Okay. Got it.
His website needs an urgent update from my law, so
Okay.
I had to take it off the web. I guess I don't know. Maybe he was having some legal issues with something he had on his other website. I don't know. But anyways, it sounds like he wants us to look at his website preview.
Got it. All right. So I'm playing the video here. Ooh.
You know, I saw this earlier and I really liked the look and feel of it.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, this is just like the home page, and you don't know what the project page will look like yet, but I think it's looking good. This is definitely like a style that I see at my school.
Yeah. Especially like the scroll site type deal that they've got going on. That's like hugely popular right now.
Yeah.
Or at least it was. I feel like this might be kind of like it may be a year out of date. I think a lot of people are just going to straight flat stuff, whereas like you still find remnants of like about the last like 2 or 3 years when they were doing the scroll sites that had tons and tons of animation in it. The only ones that you find now are ones that have really complex animation. In general, I think this is fine though. I don't tend to enjoy the complex animated ones just because first off, it assumes that I have a certain size of screen that I'm dealing with a lot of times because it'll block it out. And so I have to scroll almost all the way through before the point that it's supposed to get to on the top.
Yeah.
That's what triggers it, or triggers the animation. And sometimes that can be a little bit frustrating for a user if they have to scroll all the way through in order to find your stuff. I think this is subtle enough that it's not too bad. As long as you align those to the bottom, it drives people to keep going versus if you put it to the top.
Yep.
As you scroll. So I think this one works great.
Yeah, so. I mean, my thing is I was just a little nitpicky with it. I'm over on my stream. I'm kind of moving some stuff around towards the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
It was just playing with some alignment. I felt like, let's see, this is what it looked like before. The let's build your strong brand identity together. I thought that was kind of misaligned. I think it should be more over here to the right, and then maybe like right here where I duplicated this could say like let's connect.
Mm-hmm.
And then have that here, and then these look like 3 different typeface sizes. Actually, you have 4 or 5 actually. You have.
Let's see, where we got? Oh, my work, view portfolio. Does my work fit with the bottom text though? Is that the same size or no?
I think we got one size up here. Let's see, am I using a good color? Let's use this color.
I really like that. Really like that initial when the site pops up.
Or that size.
That's really cool.
You have this size, one size here, a different size here, and then a 5th size here.
Yeah, I would say definitely view portfolio needs to be the same and maybe a different color to imply that it's a link.
Or maybe put like an underline underneath it.
That could be one way of doing it, or if you want to get away from conventional, having some sort of a color contrast to it. But then you would have to make sure that the strong brand identity to grow and compete better at the very top, that would have to probably be changed if you're going to use that as like the color for your view portfolio as a link. But overall, let's see. Go back. I just love that initial animation. That's like really clean.
Of how it kind of like fades up.
Well, it just kind of pops into existence. It's so nice. I love that. That's really nice.
So how do I go back?
Contact. Let's see. Values. Flexibility. Oh, ideas needs to be. Uh, let's see. Either I think availability either needs to be lowercase on your values, or else ideas and every project need to be capitalized one way or another. But the way that you're kind of going about it, I think availability just needs to be lowercase.
Also, companies needs to be IES.
Let's see. Where's that at?
At the very beginning, that first paragraph. You don't want typos in your
Yeah.
in your very first
Yeah,
paragraph.
no, that's not a good thing. We've had lots of people actually come in. We're trying to hire like a senior designer right now, and the portfolios that we're seeing are just so bad. And anything, it's like a bunch of CD covers, and you're like, okay,
Yeah.
neat.
So I would just work on the grammar and spelling in this first paragraph, because there's another issue too with the conjunctions. Like, I am working with companies, startups, and small businesses, influencers, and entrepreneurs to build their. You have two ands.
Yeah, you got an ampersand and an and.
Yeah, well,
And
that's
so
another
you'll
thing.
probably need to. And like ampersand really should be used with like titles, and should be used when you're trying to list things to each other. So that's just that's a small fix, but it's an easy one. Or if you're going to use it, be consistent.
So Crispy
So,
Dan
like,
saying that honestly, when I make my website, I might even pay someone to write this because I don't trust myself.
No. You should totally write it yourself, because
Use
that comes from you.
do what I use a plugin called Grammarly, and I put all my stuff into that, and it'll tell me if it's good or not.
Or heck, write it out and put it into Word. You know,
Yeah.
that's another easy way. Easy
I
fix.
find that Grammarly is free, and it actually works a little bit better
Mhm.
than Word, I think. And if you
Oh, nice.
pay like a monthly fee, I mean, like, that's kind of going a little overboard. It'll actually provide you a lot more feedback. Like, this word's overused. Perhaps you switch it with something else. Or, you know, my fiance uses it and for school, and I just signed into her account, and I get the pro
Nice.
version.
Yep, Tara Board is saying
Oh, cool.
Grammarly is.
Grammarly Word, yeah.
Yep, Grammarly
Word.
to Word. Damn, I should pay for that.
Yeah.
Let's see, you
I mean,
can
like,
do
you
most
get
of it
most
for
of everything
free, though.
fixed with the free version.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's great. And it, like, if you get the Chrome plugin, if you're typing an email or typing anything, it'll fix it.
Right. Cool.
But yeah, this
Yeah.
I think the website's looking promising.
Mhm. Agreed.
Once you get your portfolio section figured out, then I'll go back and look at it.
Yep.
But I mean, like, some of his projects were looking kind of good.
Yeah.
Like, his logos and stuff are nice. I think maybe the way you lay them out could be a little bit better.
Are you actually on his website, or
No,
is
his
it still?
Behance. His
It's here.
website needs
Okay.
like a login to get into it.
Gotcha. Okay, so I'm kind of like looking through here. The only thing that I'm seeing with, like, say, like the Samsung S9 thing is lighting / some of the pixelation on a couple
Oh
of
yeah,
things.
and then like the thing that was bothering me with that one was the word
Mhm.
camera is right over event, and same thing
Oh,
with
yeah.
reimagined. Just go
So-
in there with the clone stamp tool and get rid of that.
You can get rid of it easily enough, or if you really wanted to keep it for God knows what reason, use some sort of gradient up at the top and just cut it off at the window.
Yeah,
You know, but that's more effort.
but those things
Just-
are tension points, and anything like
Yep.
that really draws the eye to it. And like, even for me, like the word galaxy, the very top of the word galaxy is aligned perfectly with the backboard of the bed.
Yep.
which bothers me a little bit. Plus, there's I don't know what that is in the background. It's like a lamp, maybe.
Oh, the
Kind of looks like a boom arm for like a microphone.
yeah, I was gonna say that that
What
looks
are
like
they
a
doing on
straight
that
up
bed?
microphone. Hi guys, welcome to my bed podcast.
Yeah.
Today we've got Sophie in my bed. How is it today?
um,
Microphone stand and then some salt and pepper
yeah.
shakers. Yeah, I see that over to the right above the
Oh
S9
yeah.
Plus.
So it's just stuff like that and trying to figure out how you want to place the text in a way that.
I like the Vitrix one. That's not too bad.
Yeah, this one's cool.
Yeah, like colorizing the headset there to place some a little bit of emphasis while keeping it black and white.
I think
Good,
everything on here
good
is
focus.
really good.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing, I mean, like the layout and everything is fine. I would flip the picture though. You always want people facing into the graphic.
Totally.
Because if you're having them face out, then it's taking the eye away from the text.
Yep. So flipping it would probably
Yeah.
work a little bit better.
And then, I mean, text is good. The only, I think, like maybe need to fix how you're exporting it. This text looks a little pixelated.
Mm-hmm.
But heck, I mean, other than that, this is great.
Yep.
And if you ever, I mean, like, this is just kind of like a broad design critique rule, and this is something that I learned, and it took me a while to figure out, was if anyone's giving you a critique, they're not going to spend most of the time telling you what you're doing good at. Like, there's, like, I would say there's, like, a lot more that's good with this than there's that's wrong with it, but since you're looking for feedback, I'm telling you what needs to be fixed. So don't take it as, oh, he doesn't like it, or look at all these things I need to fix. It's just that we're more future focused as designers. And
exactly, it's the nitpicky that you're going to see in other people's work later on, and then you'll go back to this and you'll be like, oh my gosh, why didn't I do that? So don't worry, we did that too. Like, just to reiterate, you were looking at some of our work earlier, and yeah, we had rough beginnings as well.
We had some bad
very,
stuff.
very rough beginnings.
I mean, like this Sonos one at the top, I didn't say anything about it because I think it looks good. I wouldn't change anything.
Yeah, like I'd put that in a magazine. Easy. I
Did
like
you steal
the
this from a magazine?
No. Yeah, seriously. What did he do? Did he just add Sonos bestselling?
I think he just did the typography, maybe. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he did do the 3D stuff in the back. That looks really good, though.
That'd be crazy. Because I would have sworn it was real.
Yeah. That's something that I struggle with. Is I do a lot with like product photography like this, and I like do I do a lot of photo editing to make it look good. And I always have the hardest time getting reflections to work on something round.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know why.
Rounded ones actually kind of make me happy because I can do that. Isn't it real? Vecna says. It might be. We're not sure. We'd have to confirm. So, but let's see. Let's go over to the scoreboards.
Yeah, got some esports stuff over here.
Yeah.
I don't know a whole lot about esports anymore. I watch some Overwatch stuff every once in a while, but
I watch a lot of Rocket League. So that's what I know. Let's see. So the top one is definitely your best. Although we could center the arena a little bit better. That could easily be done by just make it a little bit larger if you're meeting like the requirements for, or like if you're needing to crop it a little bit in order to make that centered. But I like the overall layout. I like the texturing. It's very subtle, but it adds that extra bit of something to it without making it too busy. The next one, the ECS Development League. I'm seeing a little bit of white on the Samurai logo over here. The Ronin Esports. Anything
around
up
the
at the
horns?
horns? Right,
Yeah.
exactly. You can see some of the little pixelation going on there. It's not so noticeable if it's anywhere else. I can't see it on the rest of it, but I'm assuming if it's there, it might be on that part that's like curved underneath.
Yeah, the bottom
So
of that
just making
shield thing.
sure, right, making sure that you can do that, or if you have to, sometimes it is worth it to just go back and this is pretty much a symmetrical logo. You could easily make one half of this in Illustrator if you needed to, right? You'd make the black as just an outline, and then you'd make the pieces that you need on one side, the yellow and white.
Yeah, I think the main issue is that I don't think he designed the logos. Maybe he just found some team
totally.
logos off.
No,
of
no,
Google
they weren't. They were brought in from somewhere. But I'm saying, if you need to, at times, this is good practice to recreate somebody's logo.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people submit crappy logos to you to use at a business, and you got to remake it.
Yeah.
Because
Crispy
it's
was
so
just saying
low.
something, and I kind of do that too. Is he was saying to use a stroke on the inside, like for this logo, since there is already that black outline, you could use a stroke or like an inner shadow.
Totally.
As like a quick fix, but preferably it's better to get a vector version.
Right. Let's see. Same with that Tempo Storm logo. That one could be easily put into like Illustrator, and I think you could do like a quick what do you call it?
Image trace.
Yeah, image trace. Yep. I'm pretty sure you could do a really quick one on that, and it would work out great. It's not very complex. It's got a few curves in it. You can do some very minor tweaks to it. Add the gradient back in, and then you do away with the pixelation that's happening. The other thing is that its middle is implied a little bit lower than what you've got it right now. It looks like it's supposed to extend further, but you've got it up further than it needs to be.
Yeah.
I think if you put it down just a little bit, it would look more centered.
And I was going to say something kind of like that for the Ronin logo. I think it would look better if the horns didn't extend outside of the little box. If the logo was like shrunk and it just stayed in the white, because then you kind of
especially if the Tempo Storm isn't doing the same. It's one thing if you want to stylize it and stay consistent, but especially with logos, and this kind of applies to the bottom here too. A lot of, and I learned this from the NVIDIA text guidelines, logos have to stay at the same size horizontally more than they do, or not horizontally, vertically than they do horizontally. So that way they'll fit better. And so if the Ronin is extending vertically higher, then the Tempo Storm needs to take up roughly the same amount of space.
Yep.
So if you're going to do that with the Tempo Storm, then I would take down the Ronin Esports. Plus, it's a little bit more... It's got black, so it's already drawing the eye a lot. Over to that side, it's kind of lopsiding that particular thing.
Yeah, I think that's another reason why is... Like, for this sort of design, I think you just pick two bad logos to use together, because the Tempo logo is the same color as your banner, like as your scoreboard that you're using. And the Ronin one is so far different from everything, so that just is the biggest emphasis point on this whole thing.
Right. Again, not trying to be a downer.
Yeah.
And everything. I know we're ripping this to shreds right now and everything. And look,
So what
We're
we're
not
really
saying
just trying
anything
to
about
say
the
is just to
form.
be
The
better.
form is fine.
No.
I think the form is fine. The ECS logo in the middle is just fine. It works.
Yeah, that
And I
part's
wouldn't
fine.
change anything about that. I like the gradients that you use. But yeah, definitely work on those logos a little bit more. Maybe the numbers as well. I think they could be just a bit smaller, and they'd still have a lot of emphasis.
Yeah, I
So,
like the last one, the layout on the bottom one better.
yeah, let's check this one out. Ooh, I like that one a lot. Should have led with this one.
Yeah, this one's better.
Yeah. I'd make the Twitch logo on the bottom just a little bit smaller, since it extends past the NVIDIA logo.
Yep.
And since I know NVIDIA...
Yeah, I mean, like you were saying with brand guidelines earlier at the very beginning of the stream, like that's if you were to do this as a real life thing, you need to think of, and this is probably only something that a graphic designer from NVIDIA is going to do, is they're going to come after you and say that you're not using enough clear space.
Yep.
Like the Skytech gaming is like right up against the A.
Mm-hmm.
Like most,
Not
just
to mention,
imagine, like,
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
oh, I was gonna say, like, rule of thumb is to like take one letter out of the logo, and then use that width as a box all around the logo, and then use that as a starting point.
Yep, that's exactly what their brand guidelines say to do. Take the N and put it all the way around.
Yep.
So, Banana, we're doing some like portfolio review, which is super cool. With Jonathan Beal, if you haven't seen him, I will link him. Here, boom. Ta-da! Boom.
Got a multi-stream
So,
going on.
Yep. Let's see. Let's go to live stream graphics. Let's see. So I'm looking at this. This one for. Let's see. Who is this?
I think that's an issue. Her name's not on.
Oh
it.
yeah. Yeah, I don't see it. G Fuel, maybe. Let's see.
She doesn't look like a G Fuel to me.
Oh no, she's
No.
got G Fuel on her shirt though.
Oh, well, maybe that's her name.
Maybe. All right. So the only issue that I'm seeing right off the bat is there's a little hiccup here on the stream is offline. In the crown, where it's not in the break. There's like some little dot of some sort. Or maybe that's my screen. Nope, it's
There's
not
what?
my screen. So in the top part of the crown here,
Oh, it doesn't line up with the point to the hexagon.
well, you see there's like a little schmutz there. I don't know what that is. I don't know what happened. But it's not my screen.
Oh, I'm not sure.
Oh, wait, maybe it is my screen. I don't know. I tried to rub it off. And it didn't.
That gets me when I'm photo editing. I'm like trying to use the healing brush to get rid of a
Oh,
speck.
there it is. No, we're good. Never mind.
Okay.
It's my schmutz. As what you call it? Key and Peel.
Schmutz.
Flicker. Or Flicka.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Oh, dude, it's great. It's like, yeah, but you do have schmutz on your shirt. He's like, no, I don't. I checked. He's like, because he's doing the whole like finger thing.
Oh, like trying to go up your shirt.
Yeah, he's like, no, but really, there is schmutz on your shirt and everything. And so he's like, hey, there's like a midget over there and everything. And he's like, what? And like in like the 2 seconds, it goes into slow mo, and he's like, he goes to look down, and then like the dude like does the finger up to his face on it. It's classic, super classic. So anyway, all right, back to, let's see, stream is on break, stream is on offline. Let's see, what Do you have anything that you're seeing?
I really like the screens, like the offline screen, Stream Break. I think it's a really good color palette. The one thing that was just bothering me was that the crown isn't like centered with the background hexagon. I mean, like for how big you're gonna see these things, it's not really that big of a. It's not noticeable.
Right. That's another thing to consider. Is that not everybody is a designer.
Yeah, and I mean, like if she was happy with this and you're happy, and I guess that's good, but everything that I would say about this is just nitpicky stuff.
Right. So yeah, this is design critique for a designer. Let's make that clear. Let's see. We're going to Crow. Is that a lime green / yellow palette there?
Yeah, it's a cool color.
Nice. Let's see. Break and we'll be back soon doesn't look like it's centered.
Break.
As much as offline and stay connected, and even offline and stay connected do not look quite centered. If that's what you're going for.
I
like the overall
text
effects.
Oh yeah, that's very good. I think he might have used like I don't know how he made this, but it looks very similar to like what you would get from like a layer style pack. Like I remember those used to be a thing, and it's actually pretty easy to do yourself. So I wouldn't be surprised if he did make it, but that's what it reminds me of.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
But yeah, like the center thing, I was telling saying this to somebody yesterday is when you're aligning things to be centered like that, it's always best to do it slightly above centered. Like whatever, if you were to click the center button, if there was an illustrator, that's mathematically centered. But you should always put it up a little bit more because that makes it optically centered, and like your eye for some reason makes things look lower than they actually are.
Right.
And that's something that I learned from school and didn't realize it was a thing, and then you do it and you're like, oh, it does look better.
Yeah, just making sure that you're visually taking into account what might be there.
Yep.
So I've created this header just for practice a while ago. Well, then I will not critique it. So I think these headers are just kind of practice stuff.
Yeah.
He liked it. So, yep.
Cool. Well, we got one more.
Awesome. I can do one more.
Yeah, that's
all.
And
then I will probably have to go.
How late is it? What time is it for you over there?
It is 11:45 right now, so we're encroaching the 12 o'clock mark. Let's see. How long have I been streaming now? Oh my gosh, 4.5 hours.
Dang, you're a trooper.
Boom. It's only because I sit so much. I have a butt made for sitting.
I think the longest I've ever streamed was 3 hours, or close to it.
Really?
And I can't do it past there. Once 2 hours comes around, I'm getting tired.
Well, the nighttime is when I'm at my most top notch.
Oh yeah.
Everything.
Well, I mean, like this
Plus
sitting down in front of a computer, I just did for 8 hours at work today. So then coming home and then doing it for like another 3-4 hours is too much.
Dude, I'm there, man. I'm totally there. But
oh yeah, same thing with you.
I come home and then I sit for a longer time. I'm super lazy. What can I say?
Yeah.
So, all right. So this last one, what do we got?
Linked it to you. It's Moz Branding.
Moz Branding. Hi, Moz. How you doing? So, are we just looking at the whole portfolio then?
This one here, his name's Evan.
Okay.
Let's see, he goes under the name Moz and has been designing for 2 years. Never had a portfolio for the first year of designing, and last year I decided to use a portfolio. That's good. You need a portfolio to be a designer. Never uploaded any of my old work and wanted to start fresh. Never used my real name unless it's required, but I prefer being called Moz.
Okay.
Okay, so it sounds like maybe still a young designer who's kind of going by an alter ego, which I did for the first few years too.
Dude, I'm still doing it. I'm still young.
Yeah,
right?
Valency. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Nobody actually knows my real name.
I don't even know your name, Sean.
Yeah, nobody knows that.
No.
I mean, who is Sean?
The only reason I know that is because I went on your website earlier.
I know, right? It's so easily found. Oh, hey, look, you've got the mom branding. Oh, no. I don't know if you thought that you came up with that yourself or not.
What is it?
That's actually a logo that was used on Futurama when they did an Apple parody.
Oh, the M or something else?
No. So if you go to
his logo,
the heart plus heart, the heart plus heart,
heart plus heart. Okay.
That's actually if let's see, if we look up Futurama mom Apple, let's see, it's very, very similar. Sorry.
That's something you gotta watch out for. Is like you might be designing something with like the thousands, millions of designers there are out there. Odds are somebody thought to put a heart on top of a heart.
Yep. I like the HP logo that you came up with.
So that was something that I was saying. I looked at this earlier and I think it. I mean, it looks cool, but with HP being such an iconic brand, is it really worth it to do that small of a change?
Well, they did a small change already, which is take out the connecting lines from the H and the P, and just go with the straights up and down, like the ascender and the descender of the H and the P, and then they just did the vertical lines. You see where it's just the vertical lines?
Oh.
They did that for their most recent rebranding.
Oh, I don't like that. And that's the real one that they're using?
They are using that on several products right now.
HP 1941, HP 2011, HP 2021, just a line.
Yep. Pretty much. So there you go. I would say, yeah, I would agree with you. But I think it's a good like attempt.
Yeah.
At it.
I mean, like if I didn't know what their current one looked like, I would say this looks nice. That little line to distinguish the P, I would say to double or triple that.
Mm-hmm.
Because once this gets put on to like a pencil or something, right? Like you're not going to see that line.
Right.
A good rule of thumb for the logos is it's got to look as good as it does on a billboard as it does on a pencil.
A pencil? Why not a pen?
It could be on a pen.
I feel like more people are going for vending pens. Yeah,
pen,
vendor
pencil,
vendor pens,
Q-tip, whatever. But just like the idea that it's got to look good small as it does big.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to have that scalability to it.
So the only other thing that I'm going to say about this whole entire portfolio, start using a vector program of some sort.
Yeah.
I'm seeing all kinds of like pixelation on the curves
that's
on otherwise really good stuff.
Yep.
You know, or at least clean, you know. If you use a vector program, you'll get rid of all of that pixelation that's going on. Or if you even use a higher resolution than what you're currently using.
Yeah. And then I don't know if it helps too much, but I always save for web because you can get a smaller file size that way without losing too much quality.
Mm-hmm.
I love this M logo. I would even extend this to be not just an M logo, but like a M and a V monogram.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would use this for your personal logo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what your last name is. If your last name starts with a V, then this is perfect.
Machiavelli.
There you go.
Perfect.
Is there a difference between
I see,
these
like,
two?
yeah, there's small curves in the middle.
Oh. Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't like the curves. I like the slab, rather.
Yep.
It also looks like some of this could be cleaned up and centered, or like if we're going for centered, there's some consistency issues with the weights. Like the left descender of the M there, that leg, I don't know, the serif that comes out.
Yeah, the little serif.
In the inside is just a little bit too far.
I would say
to
just
the
get
right.
rid of the serifs. Because you already have the slabs at the top.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a hybrid.
And if you're using an Illustrator file, learn how to use the Pathfinder tool. It's the best. It literally is.
Yeah. Pathfinder and a shape builder.
Mm-hmm. It's so nice. Literally just awesome. So it looks like it's made in Photoshop. Yep, I agree, Crispy. So, but overall, I see a lot of promise in some of these. Like, he's got a very clean style. Just needs to work on some weight consistency on some of these, and then the pixelation.
Yep.
So, or yeah, just using the pen tool. In Photoshop, you can do a better job a lot of times, and that'll help you create consistent shapes as well. So, let's see. Hey, Jonathan, what's going to happen when you reach your follower goal?
What's going to happen when I reach my follower goal?
Yeah.
I don't know. I should come up with something, shouldn't I?
What's going to happen, man?
I don't know. Maybe I'll do like a logo giveaway. I'll commit to that.
Giveaways. All right, you heard it here, folks. Logo giveaway from Jonathan Beal. If he reaches his follower goal.
But that's only if we make it in
if you
time.
reach my follower goal, a game of Age of Empires 2. So, there you go. 2 things to work towards. Jen, serious work going on here. Nice. Thanks, man. Yeah, no, it's been fun kind of doing this because I haven't done this for a while, and it's been really, really awesome to just kind of like chat with somebody that's actually passionate about it and wants to do shit.
Yeah, I should do this again.
Yeah, absolutely. This was super fun. So,
and like Crispy, my goal is to get 200 followers by the beginning of August. So by August 1st,
man,
I'm gonna more than double what I got. So I think we can do it.
All right. Yep. Just gotta promote a little bit.
Yeah.
But definitely.
We could do it. I think
let's see. What's my followers goal? I think it was. What was it? It was like 100. I think it was 100 stuff. I think I'm at like 70 or something. 60 something, 70 something. Let's see. I don't know. Let's see. Got 8 viewers right now? Wow, that's awesome. Oh, I don't have a followers command. Let's see. Let me open my actual Valency Twitch. We got 66 right now. So yeah.
Nice.
So we'll get there. We'll get
How
there.
long have you been streaming?
I've been streaming for a few months now.
Okay.
I think like 2 months.
And you've been doing it like every day or once every couple days?
So like I did it like without a whole lot of consistency, but a lot during the first month, and then the second month I came up with a schedule, which is Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I've been trying to stick to that. I don't always get to, but I try to make it up. If I miss a day, I make it up somewhere.
Yeah.
Right,
it's the same schedule I set for myself.
I try to do 3 days a week. So
nice.
we need. So I need a followers command and a sub count command for sure.
Yeah, I have to figure out all that stuff. I don't know, like where you do like an exclamation point.
Yeah, Nightbot is the one that I use. There's a bunch of different bots that you can come up with. They pretty much work the same. It's just your personal preference of what you want. Nightbot's got the most common. No, you just hook it in, and then it basically like follows you and is in chat.
Oh, cool.
The whole time and everything, and then it'll just kind of track your chat while you stream. It's super nice.
I'll always have a viewer.
Pretty much. Hey, you'd be surprised how much just having one viewer in chat actually helps out your stream a lot.
Yeah.
Having 0 viewers can sometimes mean that you're an unquality streamer, and so people will go into your stream thinking that. If you at least have it up yourself, and you got one in there, or if you got like a couple of people or something, then people are more likely to pop in. So,
yeah.
Or at least that's been my experience. So, and it also helps to have friends that have ridiculous amounts of views, such as my friend Stellar Maish, which is where half of the people that I know on this channel have come from.
Well, that's good,
I basically, I helped her start it up. So she had me come in and chat with her while she played Age of Empires. And I would read chat and help her out, because she was not comfortable doing her own shit. So, yep. You know what else helps a lot? Playing Age of Empires 2. I know, Zen. I know. That's why it's a goal. All right. Well, anywho, it is midnight, and so I am probably going to call it a night.
Alrighty.
Vecna, I don't even know anything graphic design, but I like seeing Valency create stuff. That's the other thing. I like to do art as well. Have you done a lot of art versus graphic design?
Like painting?
Yeah. Painting or just making some art in general, or
no,
have
really.
you tried doing digital painting at all?
I want to try and get into that, like doing like concept art or something, just for fun.
Right. Right.
I used to do like a lot of photo manipulations, and I think that like concept art could kind of like go hand in hand with that.
Actually, that's a technique called photo bashing that is used by a lot of concept artists. Everything. If you photo bash something, what you do is you take pictures and then you paint alongside them, or paint them on, or like essentially use them as a parts bucket. Like you may say you want to make a robotic arm on a guy or whatever. Well, then you find a bunch of pictures that depict kind of robotic like parts and whatnot, and then you put it on there and you kind of like make it fit as much as you can, and then you start drawing in the rest of the detail and everything, and voila, now you've got like a really quick and dirty awesome robotic arm versus one that you would have drawn yourself that didn't have quite the right perspective or the quite right look, that sort of thing. So there's all kinds of stuff on that.
That's cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah, that stuff's really cool. Crispy wanted us to check out this animation he made real quick before we get off.
Okay.
It's 8 seconds.
Here. If I can, oh my god, I can't even click on it. Streamlabs, what are you doing?
After that, we're kicking you out. You gotta get some sleep.
I know, right? Alright, I'm looking at it.
So I guess this will be part of his new project.
Ooh, this looks cool.
It might be even for the same person because it looks like it's following the same style.
That's awesome. I like it.
Yeah. Cool work, dude. Can't wait to see the whole
I
project.
don't know what to add to it. Because I don't do a ton of animation, you know? So I think it's nice. And I think it would look really good with the new follower animation.
Yeah.
In general. So what program do you use?
Crispy. Well, I guess he can hear you.
Yeah. Crispy!
Crispy!
The program!
Probably just used After Effects.
Probably. Or it could be Sony Vegas.
That's what I used to use for all my videos, and I miss it because I can't use it on a Mac.
Right? Dude, that's the travesty. That's the travesty that art schools taught all their students was Macs are best. Even my art teacher was a Mac head, and I was like, nope, yeah. PC for life. And then I came here, and I'm still working on a Mac. I'm fluent in both just because I like computers.
Yeah.
But I very much prefer PC. Just because I game so much, so it's like obvious. I mean, you can game on a Mac.
Computers. I got my desktop that I do all my homework on. I have a MacBook Pro that I would take to school.
Right.
And I wanted to play Overwatch, so I bought a gaming PC. So I have like a gaming laptop.
Oh my gosh. Dude, I had a gaming laptop, and that's all I had.
Well, if anything ever happens to my MacBook Pro, I'm not buying another one of those for a while. I'll just use my gaming laptop.
Awesome.
But yeah,
it really costs a lot as compared to a gaming laptop.
Well,
right?
I've collected these things over like 10 years or so. So
right,
like I have an old MacBook Pro.
Yeah, I've got an old gaming notebook that's like I think 7 years now, and then I finally just rebuilt it. So now I have a full-size desktop because I don't move around as much as I used to. Like, not literally. I say that. I say that saying like I don't go to like friends' houses and play, or I'm not on a campus where I need to bring around a laptop or something. But,
yeah. I don't know if we play any of the same games or not. I haven't seen any games that you play that I played yet. But
let's see. So I do play Overwatch. I suck at Overwatch.
Oh yeah.
I rage a lot in Overwatch.
Oh, no.
Well, it's one of these things where every single time that I seem to use a character, I'm shooting pixie dust at people. Versus when they like two-shot me with like, you know, Soldier 76 or something. It's like, seriously? Really? Come on.
That was my issue on Call of Duty. Same thing.
Yep. Same thing. I think it's like you come around a corner, you are spraying them for 5 minutes, and then they go poop, poop, and you're done.
I think what I've learned is that just comes down to connection. Which isn't any fun.
Well, that's why what was it? Like Kim.com was like the top Modern Warfare 3 player for a long time. Or something. Because he had a humongous leg up on everybody in his region.
Man.
And around the world, because he had a ridiculous web connection that he was paying for. So, all right. Well, anyway, gotta do the bed thing.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
Thank you guys so much for having me over, and it was awesome being able to do some graphic stuff with you.
Well, thanks.
So hopefully we can do like a collab sometime in the future. Maybe we can do a graphic design collab.
Yeah, definitely. We can brainstorm on something.
Yeah, sure. That'd be fun.
Cool.
All right. Well, we'll talk to you later.
All right, dude. Have a good night.
All right, you too.
All right, bye.
Bye.
All right. Well, I was going to show you guys one thing really quick before I get off. Promised you guys that I would show this to you guys, so if you guys are still around, I'll leave you guys with this video, and then I'll hop off for the night. So this is my YouTube channel. I did speed arts for the longest time, and this was kind of like my main thing. Is I would sit down, I would come home from school one night or something, and I would just do like one design, and that would be the thing I'd do the whole night. I spent like 3-4 hours on these things. So this is one that I did. That's kind of like a realistic temple run thing. So I did like a photo manipulation. If you guys don't know the game Temple Run, it's the one that you kind of flip back and forth on. So this is one that I did for that game. And I did this for like a design competition. Oh yeah, Dare Yeti. And I actually didn't even win his competition. It was somebody else who found this video and really liked it. And he was actually pretty well known in the design field. His name was like Sherbert Mellon or something like that. It was some English dude. But I'll let this roll for a little bit and then I'll hop off after this. Yeah, Temple Run was a lot of fun. I think it's still out there. I should download it again. It was a fun game. Hopefully there's not a whole lot of ads on it. That's the thing that's killed a lot of apps for me, is the fact that there's so many ads. I got a huge chunk of ice. So for the coin, I went into the Cinema 4D. The audio's all messed up from the Discord chat. Yeah, I went into Cinema 4D and I made a little coin and copy and paste. That's what made me feel like a professional. It's like, oh, I'm using 2 different programs to make one speed art. What? And like, instead of like just Googling like 3D coin, I actually like made a 3D version myself and felt proud. When did I make this? I made this in 2012. So I don't know, do you guys think these things are cool? Should I make these things again? Maybe I could like make one of these in stream and then like work alongside with YouTube again and upload the speed art to YouTube. I don't know, I just remember having so much fun making these, and I thought it was really cool to kind of create something from scratch, and you know, like not necessarily from scratch, not like a digital painting, but obviously transform this image a lot to make it something different. I remember this, I was thinking, oh, am I going to redo this whole thing, like find rock textures? And I was already tired. It was like past midnight at this point, I think. I was just like, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to copy and paste it from a screenshot. Oh, thanks, Crispy. Yeah, here, I'll post my my YouTube. Well, actually, my YouTube link's down below. If you click on that, you should be able to find my channel, and yeah, feel free to watch all the videos. A lot of cool stuff in there. So yeah, there we go. the thing I liked most about this was the water. I had a lot of fun doing the water. Or I thought the water turned out really cool. So there we go. Well, thank you guys for stopping by. We did a little dual like stream thing tonight, which was cool. I'd never done that before, so I thought that was fun. Let me know if you guys had fun doing that. If I should keep doing that, I'm gonna try and do these portfolio reviews every single week. So if you guys haven't already, or if you guys are watching this video later, or if you didn't get your portfolio review tonight and you want to, fill out this link. I'll post it again, but it's like in my announcement section. So fill out that Google form. It's going to ask you a couple questions, like for your link, your Twitch name, so that way I know who you are in chat. And yeah, if you guys want me to review your portfolio, I'll do that every Thursday night at 7. So kind of like, or maybe roughly around there. I'm trying to keep to a schedule, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that or not, but I'll do my best. So my schedule right now is Monday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Thursdays being the portfolio review night. So hopefully I helped out everyone that I critiqued tonight. It's always nice to help out people. That's how I grew as a designer, was getting feedback, and hopefully that's how other people grow. But now I'm rambling because I'm tired. Next week we'll be back at finishing up my personal branding. If I don't finish it myself this weekend, and kind of left off right here. Didn't really get too far. I changed this thing around a little bit, but I need to figure out how I'm gonna make these better. I think what I'm gonna do is add a lot of motion to them, because obviously it's simple typography and it's got to be finessed in a different way, I think. So maybe I'll animate these to like I don't know, do something with it. We'll figure it out next week. But anyways, thank you guys for stopping by, and I'll see you guys Monday.